live តែកណ្ដាលនេះបានឃើញ
live ប៉ុន្តែអត់មានសំឡេង
លើសំឡេង
Rồi tới chẳng mình vậy nó đôi khi rộng tha đôi vậy tới cái anh lư mà với mi rộng chân đây.
Wow. Oh, now it's okay. So maybe I don't know where to start again.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay.
Yes. So you can start again, Sister Kunthir.
Okay. So first of all, I would like to pay my homage to the triple gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. I would like to pay my high respect to Venerable Mahasangha and dear lady devotee, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dhammika Live Dhamma Santana. Today it is the English session. We will meet all of you every Friday at 9 o'clock in Cambodian time and at 6 o'clock in Washington, United States. And I am really very honored to be here with Sister Supir as the moderator. And thank you, Venerable Munikota Sokhivi, who is the founder of Dhammika Live Dhamma Santana. And also a special thanks to Sister Bokka, who always support the technical. And also thank you, the speaker again, that joined with us in the English session. And I would like to let all of you know that Dhammika Live purpose is aimed at promoting the social harmony and peace through the teaching of the enlightenment. Okay, so let's hear from Supir. Supir will introduce the speaker for all of you. And you also share your idea or comment, or you have question. We also will bring your question to the speaker also. So the topic today is the nurturing special need child with Dhamma. So who is the special need child and how should we nurture them, and how should parents notice about their child development, and how do parents know that their child is a special need child? So all these questions will be answered by the speaker tonight. So Supir, please.
Yes, thank you, Sister Kunthir. And first of all, I would like to pay my homage to the triple gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. I would like to thank to all Ponte Dhamma friends, ladies and gentlemen, for spending time with us tonight for our Dhamma talk on nurturing special need child with Dhamma. And a lot of key questions, as Sister Kunthi have said, how should parents notice about their child development? How do parents know if their child is special need child, and what are the most overlooked factor that parents often overlook concerning to the special need child? All of these questions will be addressed by our speaker tonight. Therefore, without further ado, I would like to introduce our speaker for our show. First of all, let me introduce Ponte Kasapa Honkaimra, my I respect to Ponte. Ponte is the executive director of the International Cambodian Buddhist Center based in Sri Lanka. Ponte also the director for the Cambodian Child Development Center for Special Needs Children based in Sri Lanka as well. However, Ponte currently is staying in Vipassana Thuraya Buddhist Center in Udon of Cambodia. Ponte is the meditation trainer, as well as having a very knowledgeable about the mental health. We are very glad to have Ponte regularly join our show. So thank you for your time, Ponte. Our next speaker is Sister Sotiri Yim. Greetings, Sister. Sister Sotiri is a known psychotherapist and also the conflict and peace consultant. I believe that many friends may know you quite well. You have been very active in the field, concerning the not just only mental health, but concerning to the gender, the support for women's empowerment. So thank you for your activism in the society. And we are very pleased to have you joining us again, because last week we also have the same discussion, but it was in Khmer. So tonight our discussion is in English. So we are very happy to have you. Indeed, we have another speaker, but I think he might be late. Is Brother Bontet Cham. He's the educator. He's also the leadership trainer, as well as the child development expert. Very passionate educator and talented public speaker and storyteller. He have been joining our show for a few times, and we are very pleased to have him joining us, given his very insightful and experience in the child development. So we will wait and have him join us later soon. We would have a special guest as well, but will be done through the video, but we will play it later on. So without further ado, I would like to start our discussion, and I give the floor to Sister Contia to begin. Please, Sister.
Thank you, Sister Supip. So yes, last Friday we talked in Khmer on the same topic. So today we conduct in English. So the first question will be for Sister Thierry. So the question is, how should the parent notice about the child development, and how do the parent know that if their child is a child with special needs? Please, Sister.
Thank you. Two questions. I have to remember the two questions, but if you hear me, do you hear? It's all good?
Yes, clearly.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, clearly. Good. So I tried the first question first, and then please remind me the second. I didn't note enough. But how do parents notice about the child development? As that's the first one, right? Okay.
Yes.
So first, I also want to introduce that I am a mother as well, and it's a big job. It's a difficult job to raise and to nurture a good child. And I already admire those who have special needs child. That's really fully respect and admire a lot that you have to go through this. I hope that our sessions today, or Supip mentioned the show, I would say the sessions, because it's not a show for me, it's a discussion. Will help give you some ideas for takeaway. Yeah, to notice a child development, when you mention the word notice, notice, it has to go with connections, bonding, and attachment. Without these words, you cannot. And notice with notice a child. It comes with notice the behavior, the attitude and behavior, and the emotions as well. And that also performs with wordings. When it comes to emotions, it's come out and perform with wordings, tones of the tones. This how I can speak shortly about how do you notice about your child. But notice about child development is a process. It's not an event, a day or 2 days that you can know your children, but it's a process. It starts from somebody would say it starts from giving birth, but for me it starts even earlier. I noticed my child development since they were inside me. I said they were inside because they move. It's alive there. It's alive in there. So the movement connect to us, and the more we observe the movement, the more we respond well. For example, if he or she move to the right or to the left, then we touch him to the right, to the left. That's already the starting point to connect with your children and to notice them how many days, how often do they move every day. And that's again the word notice. The word notice. When it is harder when they come out, when they come to see the world, it is harder to notice. But the more you notice your child development, the more you find joy, happiness in this. And again, I mentioned again that you have to notice the voice, the types of cry, the types of movement. The more you attentive to this, the more you know what are the needs they want. That's again coming to the next questions, that if you observe your child development, you know them, that what do they need? Are they growing? Do they grow? What is the word? Sorry. Do they grow as a standard? That's what I say. A standard, grow in a standard, because physically, doctor or pediatricians, he has the list. That's one part of development observed. He has the list to measure the weight, the height. That's physically, but mentally, doctor cannot evaluate. It's only the mother and the parents. It's not fair to say the mother. It's only the parents has to do this. And again, you see from there, what do they need? Do they need a special support or not? And this has to be together. This has to be together. I mean, observing the age, the standardized development stage, and then you can take it as a basement to compare whether your child is slow or fast. For example, a talk, a speech, like whether 2 years old already, 2 years old already, he or she doesn't still, speak yet. That's something that always observe and need to consult. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sister. When you talk about how to notice the child development, it reminds me that last few Friday we also raised the topic about the pregnancy care. So the baby is developed since the beginning in the womb. So it's really interesting that we need to take care before they are delivered. So it is very special care that when they deliver, it is also the part that what is the moment they are inside the womb of the
Especially there, connection between mother and children are so important, or fundamental into the later stage development, especially in terms of emotions and mental well-being. Yeah, that's why before conceiving, the mothers, the parents has to be healthy.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. And what I really interested that you also said about the behavior and the emotion of the child, because it is the process of their development, and the way they talk, the way they speak, it depends on the child. Sometimes some child is slow and some child is fast, so it is not mean that we cannot judge that it is a special need or whatever. So we need to, it means that we need to pay attention. Okay. So thank you. So I would like to also ask Venerable Kassapa. So so how should we how should we know that the child is a special need? As I know that Venerable is also the director of the Cambodian Child Development Center for Special Needs Children in Sri Lanka. So you might be also have any idea. So how to know, how should parents know that if their child is the special need child? Thank you.
Venerable, please unmute yourself.
Venerable, turn on the mute on. Okay.
Very good evening. I would like to pay respect to the Triple Gem and dear Bantes, Venerable Sirs, especially Venerable Moniputu Saktivi, the founder of Dhammika Life. Our speaker, Mr. Sotiri, and the two moderators, our friends in Dhamma. Okay. So, in order to know that your child is with special need, first thing you have to consult the doctors or any psychologist or any psychiatrist, because they have the checklist to detect, to indicate whether your child is a child with special need or he or she is in developmental delay. So it can be checked. I know when the fetus is being developed. So because there is a story I read, and I talked with a mother. She is from Malaysia, Madam Julia V, and her son was, detected as a child with special need. It is Down syndrome, and she was told to do the abortion, but after discussing with her husband, she rejected, and now her son is 22 years old. So the detection of being a child with special need or not, can be done from the day when the fetus is in, like, maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but from my understanding, it is not that specific. It takes time to understand whether your child is with special need or not, because from the medical point of view, they use only the checklist to detect the biological and physical development of the child. So to be truly detected, you have to see your child, and to be honest, it's really tough to say and to make a very clear distinction between abnormality and normality. So this is the big, the big challenge for psychologists, psychiatrists, for doctors, I mean, in this day, because things can change from over time. But what I want to say is you have to be alert and you have to be aware of your child behaviors. And what I want to say, don't be too quick to judge, to come to conclusion that your child is with special needs, or he is or she is in poor development stages or developmental delay. What I want to recommend you is you need time to observe his or her behavior. And another thing is, I would like to say, if doctors told you that he is or she is suffering from some diseases, but what I want to say, don't stigmatize your child. Okay, don't stigmatize your child. We call it don't marginalize your child or regard that he is or she is a sick person. I mean, to say that your child is with special need, as I told you, it takes time, and it needs a good mental health professional to be consulted. So that's all from me.
Thank you so much, Ponte, for your sharing and very good insight about, don't be too quick to judge and also need time to observe. I think similar to Sister Thierry mentioned earlier, it requires to notice the behavior, the movement, even the cry, the laugh, or the any move, and it requires the touch from the parent to feel about their children, and it needs to be attentive. I know that Sister have some follow-up question you wish to convey. Please feel free.
Yes, thank you. Actually, because it's so good to have this dialogue conversations with Pong. That's why I don't want to miss this opportunity also to dialogue with him to understand more. And I asked this question because I was also asked by neighbor, asked and heard from others about abortions. That's what you mentioned earlier, that one of your friends who has a child detected as Down syndrome. There's a lot of things. I had a small discussion with friends about Down syndromes, and it needs AI, it needs artificial and intelligence to detect it. And I'm not sure it's happening here in Cambodia. I don't know that. But the topic, one thing I would love to ask you, there are many say abortions is indeed a sin, a bad karma if you do so. So I didn't dare to do the abortions because it's killing. It is killing, and I agree. I agree to not killing, but I somehow have a deep, a more critical way to analyze and to think about this. Whether do I have energy to take care of my special need, my very special need child, if I give birth to him or her, and thus giving birth to a very special need child, that he also somehow suffer a life that is somehow mistreated by the majority, by the rest. Is it what's behind this? It's about decision making, and I would love to hear from you, because I believe that many want to hear that too. And before you answer this, I also wish that our team here will speak what is special needs. What does special need means to the rest of the listener? Because some of them, I don't think they know what does it mean by special needs. Great, thank you.
Thank you, Sister. I think that question have been discussed, I think, in our talk so a while ago, but I'm sure Ponte will be willing to please, Ponte.
Honey, thank you.
Let me wrap up what we have been discussing so far about the abortion from Buddhist perspective. And to be honest, it's a very sensitive topic, and sometimes it can be very critical. But what I want to say from this point of view is, yes, you might say that, yeah, exactly, killing is wrong. Killing is wrong from Buddhist perspective, and because and Buddhism recommends to save the life rather than destroy the life, no matter what it is. And it is one point. And move to the second point that you have been raising is, if we don't have the ability to raise a kid, what should we do? To be honest, it's an individual issue whether you can or not. it depends on your own decision, and but when you make decision, you have to make sure that you will be affected in future, because what goes around comes around from this perspective. So you have to be ready, and the choice is yours. I do agree with that, but you have to get yourself ready to accept whatever happened in your life. So, and another point is the baby came to your womb because sometimes in a previous life you have been together as a mother, as a friend, or sometimes you have done something wrong together. To be honest with you, I can ask you what happened to the man. Okay, I use the man to the man who tortured female, rape or do different stuff. If the court don't find the justice for that, female generation, female population, what happened to that guy? So from this perspective, what goes around comes around. If the court, won't demand any punishment for that man, he will be punished by his own bad deeds. So in future, he will be killed. In future, he will be tortured from different form. And so you say that, okay, if I give birth to my child, he will suffer, he will bullied, he will tease up to death, so on. Can you say that if you kill him, by doing abortion, will he have a good birth? Will he have a next life? You cannot say, because there are many realms in Buddhism. There are hungry ghosts, we call pride, animals, demons. There are many realms that we never see. So and hell, we cannot see. So not to talking about the hell, but you can see some animals, like dogs, the street dog, or some cats, rat, crocodiles, ants. So some animals are in a huge suffering, So if he happen or she happens to be born again as animal, what would you say? Don't you think it's a chance for you to raise him and to teach him as you can? Don't you think that it is opportunity for you to cultivate more, loving kindness, compassion? So, like from this point of view, we try to change the way we think to be more positive, okay, more effective for the entire society. Like everything is changing your mind. If you can transform the way you see the world, if you can transform the way you look at the world, everything will be fine. That is why I do believe that fix your mind, fix your problem. That's the point.
Thank you, Ponte. I hope Sister Satiri got got the response. I agree or disagree. I believe that we can discuss more, debate more, but yeah, it have been always a sensitive discussion, and last few weeks I can't recall when we discussed it, but yeah, it was one of our topic earlier, and like we can discuss a lot more later. But now let us go back to our topic about the nurturing the special needs child, and Sister Satiri also point out that we need to define clearly what do we mean? What are we talking about now? What does it mean for a special need child? So, Ponte, could you help to elaborate the concept of special need child, please?
Okay, so these days even we are using the term a child with special need, but before the term came into the existence, normally we use mental retardation, disability, and so on, simply mental retarded child. So the term is quite embracing that. That is why the mental professional changed the term. But to be honest, if we investigate more profoundly and study the biological, physical, and the mental, simply cognitive process of a child with special need, we will come to conclusion that their mentality and physicality is quite dysfunctional, is slow, or we can say, yeah, to be honest, disabled. The way they talk, the way they walk, the way they learn, I mean, their cognitive process is not like other children. And the way they behave is abnormal. So that is why they use the word abnormal. It's not normal. But to be honest, I don't want to treat them as abnormal, but this is the technical term we use to recognize them. And the sense of, the sense of recognition of a child with special need is very low, is very weak. The way they react, I mean, we call it their interpretation system, simply their cognitive process is very weak, is very low. So they need help, they need special care, they need special love. So simply, like, let me say this, but it's really tough to draw a straight line in order to distinguish between the abnormality and normality. So this is the big challenge which has been faced by the psychiatrists and psychologists in the world. But what I want to say, their behavior and behavioral, cognitive, and mental, emotional process is different from the child we know. So very, very weak, very slow. So that is what I can say.
Thank you, Ponte, for this elaboration. Now I would like to turn to Sister Satiri as well. If you have any addition to the definition, or otherwise, I would also would like to hear from your expertise. How would parents support child with special needs?
Mm-hmm. I will go to the questions. I have just a few things to mention about special needs. But after I finish this, I may ask you again the questions how. The special needs for me as a peace and conflict consultant, I love the word because it is inclusive. We do not label people, and inclusive in terms of the Venerable already mentioned a lot on cognitive needs, special need on cognitive. He mentions needs on physical. That's important to also include, to observe, to notice, to include. Again, do not early judge. That's important. To observe, to include, but do not early judge yet. Venerable mentioned earlier, before judge, you need a special, you need doctor or professional to judge rather than just to generalize. Sometimes the early judge hurts the child, hurts the family, and also the early judge also caused the wrong treatment. That's why I would love to add to more than that. When it comes to special need, for me, it means these people need special attention. Special needs, somehow we can say the word, we recognize the need, that they are special need, but to respond to it means you need to give a better or more attention to them, to respond well to the needs. And a lot of people these days, they say, oh, I don't know, these days I feel like children are born with difficulties, with special needs a lot. And I say, actually, I don't think so. It's because we spot more. That's why we see more. It could happen before, but we don't spot. So just I say this because I want to deliver this message to parents that do not just worry and do not just Do not just generalize everything. When your child is slow, just generalize everything. Oh, this is a problem. And often the special need we observe here happening in Cambodia, we heard a lot is they are ADHD. It's I never be able to say the long word of this, but it's something like it's something with hyperactive disorder, like kids jumping around so much, attention low, and what are these days people talk a lot about autism.
Autism.
Everything. Like I hear, oh, my child has autism. My child has autism. I say, can be something else. Why everything is go to autism? So that's again, be careful with labeling your child. Sometimes they are just be smart, just so smart, and they so smart and hyper and active. We already judge them. That's important. Okay, how can you repeat the question again?
How parents, like we discussed all of this. So how parents should support their child with this special need condition?
Okay, great. Again, special needs, special attentions. Again, come back to the first questions Kunti asked. It's about noticed. So the first to answer how to support them is to notice that they need your attention. They are in special needs. There are many ways to notice and to support. I give example here of one of my boy. Actually, he's here, and now when I say one of my boy, he already look at me. Oh, my mother is going to talk about me again. I think. I call him special needs, and he is special too. He is just super. He's so smart. He's gorgeous to me and to us. He's in special needs in terms of the visions. Into visions, he needs glasses. He needs glasses to read and to read and to see. To keep it simple. How did I observe him, and how did I support him to receive better visions? When he was younger, around age between 2.5 to 3, around that age, I observed him watching TV very close, and always has his eyes very small and come into closer to screen. And I realized that this is something strange. Strange. It's not nice to say the word strange. This is out of normal. I even don't want to say abnormal, but it's out of normal. See, being a psychologist and a mother, I really always caring about the word itself, because it hurts people, it hurts others. So through observations, and then I know that it's not my expertise to evaluate, to judge. So I of course, my first response is I feel like, oh no, it's stress. I'm stressed already. When you see your child is out of normal, you already stressed. That's the first response. But take the stress into good things. So I consult with eye doctor, or what is the word? Opticians, eye doctor. It's simply say. And at that time, my anxiety was high. I didn't even trust doctor here in Cambodia. I took him abroad, to be honest. And they found out that he has problem. As what's your problem, honey? What's your eye problem? He knows. So so we give him glasses, and he feel better. He see better. When he see better, he feel better. Believe me. To others as well. Like if you respond well to the needs, they are good. They're good in themselves, and they're good in their emotions as well. So if they don't feel comfortable, of course they will be irritated, angry, and that's also something that we can notice them. Yeah, and until now, He's good. Keeping his eye the same figure, not increasing. And that again, I want to add that some people, especially a few of my friends who has children that has eye problem, because these days we're too much into screen. But the myth that we need to break is, oh, having children wearing glasses, it's just getting, the eye will get worse. So they should just practice bare eye, because glasses will just make them worse. And practice bare eye mean strengthening the eye muscle. It will be better. And it's wrong. Actually, it's wrong. It's wrong. So before it come into further or more problem, just take them to consult with the experts. Yep.
Thank you, sister. In fact, when you share the story of your boy with the vision mirror and the myth that you share at last year, about the conception that wearing the glass all the time could make things worse. In fact, it happened to me when I first have my eye tested and I wear glass, and then somehow I was not well instructed, and it just assumed that wearing glass all the time can make our eye worse. It can increase the degree. So at that time I keep wearing and then take it off, wearing and take it off. It's very annoying, but it does not help. It gets worse, and it's not comfortable, because every time I have to try to look. So yeah, I mean the mix is really harmful somehow. So having a proper assessment, having the treatment with the expert is very important. So thank you so much for sharing that. You want to add something, please?
Yes. One thing that is much more dangerous is also there are people who still believe, especially for the child born with special needs, with some physical disabilities, like some child born with this, what is the word? But
or mobile, like
they cannot move,
yeah.
they cannot move
We
like.
call it poor motor skill.
Yes, with poor motor skill. Some kids with feet and hands. There is still a big myth, and we still need to change it. It's, for me, I take it as denial and not enough knowledge. They just, I still hear that there's some parents, grandparents, just when they have problems with the feet, kids soft, they cannot move well, not strong enough. They just take it to with this lemongrass. I heard that the lemongrass leaf. They believe that the lemongrass leaf and some other types of leaf, every morning take them and just squeeze them, wave them on them would be healed. That's a risk. If you know that this problem exists to your kids or your grandchildren, go to see professionals. We need to really push through that. It's not just simple things.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Thank you for pointing that out. I have a follow-up question somehow, if you can also share us, because we receive the question from our audience regarding how as a mother, for example, how we would say to the kind of normal sibling kid, probably very young, 6 years old, for example, to understand and extend their support to the child with, either we call it slow development or the child with special need in that condition. So do you have any advice how a mother or how parents should do in this case? How should they talk with the sibling to extend the support?
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I love that at the end you say parents, because I really want to advocate that not only mother has a role to nurture, it's everyone.
It's about the mother, because the audience who asks is a mother herself. So
Okay. Okay,
That's
great.
why as parent,
Yes, great, great. Thank you. Talking often, it's mentioning it or not to the family member, especially siblings, mentioning it or not, kids know and kids feel that looks like my mother or my parents love this one more than me. Mentioning it or not, it happened, and that's why rather than not speaking, speak, and you have to speak honestly, why I treat my second one or my first one a bit more special than you, uh, because he is this and this and this. I somehow this also need to be very careful. Once you treat someone too special, it's affect their development. They're not growing old enough, and it's affect them self-esteem. The self-esteem. Uh, from me, when I work with children or adults who have special needs, first I need to ask them, do you want me to treat you special? Especially when I work with adults, because some people might not want us to treat them special, because I want to feel normal. Yes, because I want to feel normal. And that's why when it comes to kids too, if they feel like they are okay, mommy or daddy, I am okay. Don't just carry them. Let them walk. If they believe that they can do, let them do. And this also could reduce the compare comparisons between the bigger as well. So for minor disabilities or minor special needs, please just don't take it too special. That's my suggestions, if possible. But for those who really need special care, when you treat him or her, keep a reminding of what I said earlier, but be mindful of your other child. Don't let them compare. Involve them with the special love, special needs, special attention, special love too, and involve them, engage them, help doing it together. I cannot go out to give example furthermore about my kids, but my little one, he's he say hello when I say the little one. Yeah, he's slow in learning. After COVID, he's smart, but he's slow now, and it's a bit pain that the school complain that, oh, your child is slow, and I say, please do not just tell my children is slow and just want to drop them to grade 1. Please, no. Please study about the conditions and the circumstance we are facing. We face and we are facing. And it's hard enough that other kids at school also know that teachers want to drop him into grade 1, and I was just sad because he is sad. He is very sad because it's related to self-esteem. I did not do good enough. Why that happened to me? So the way I engage my bigger boy, who still doing good enough, that teacher do not consider him to go down. I engage him. I say, come on, let's have family dialogue. Let's have a family dialogue. I also include their father in. I mentioned here because I'm a divorced parent. So here I include, even I'm a divorced one, but we are the parent. We have a huge responsibility in nurturing them, in growing up healthy. So even sometimes we are not happy together, but when it comes to parenting, we have to. It's not about us being happy or not, but we have to. So I call for the meeting and I say, this should not happen. let's support Prosep, let's support the little boy. What should we do? Let's make a to-do list, and let's make a responsibility list. Who should do what to support him. And that's what I mean by engaging everyone in the family. It's also promote this is a model. I promote dialogue and conversations and care and support when they coming into the later stage of life.
Thank you, sister. You mentioned about being the model. It reminded me about last week, and indeed earlier I mentioned that we have another speaker. Unfortunately, he's sick. He could not join us, but it reminded me last week the same question we asked. I think slightly different from your approach. To involve or to to share the full picture to the sibling. For him, he's suggesting that we should because they are very young, they may not able to understand what is what, but how he would suggest is for the parent to be the role model, instead of explaining them the complexity of the issue, but develop more compassion. So the model to the sibling that being loud, what it's like, and listening to them more. So that could also a very helpful tip, and I just recall this. I would like to move to Conte to also share. We have another question somehow from the audience as well. And by the way, to our audience who are listening and watching now, if you have any question, you could raise in the comment. We could pick it up and ask our speaker to respond later on. But the question is that they have the child with the speaking ability, so they could not speak in a full structure. They have slow, they could not speak a longer sentence, longer than 4 words, for example. So do you have any advice how parents could help to improve the child's speech?
Okay, thank you for the question. So to be honest, you need a speech therapist, but parents can be the speech therapist.
Yes.
And from my own experiences and from the psychological perspective, what you have to do is you let him or her talk whatever she wants, whatever he wants. And the thing is, let me say this, don't expect too much. Please appreciate whatever she or he has. Okay, so don't look for something that she or he doesn't have. So if he can sing or she can sing, let her and let him sing as much as he can to develop the speech ability. And another one thing is, they are visual learners, they are not auditory learners. So they learn from what they see rather than what they hear. So this is the tough thing parents have to accept. And to change their speech ability, so what you have to do as parent is you have to do something, or you have to talk. You have as you mentioned earlier, that you have to be a good role model, so for such kid. And the reason that they cannot talk is, because they are auditory, how to say that the system is very weak. They cannot capture all the stuff that they hear. And another reason is because their attention is very deficit, and that is why we call it ADHD or autism. Some kids, they also suffer from the same thing. So what you have to do, there is another technique, is you have to use the headphone for them. You have headphone, you know, can let them listen what you want to say to them, because sometimes it can be distracted from different you know, people when they are in a crowded environment. So sometimes, yeah, headphone will help. So that's all from my own experience. Yeah.
Thank you, Pante. In fact, I have a personal experience too, because I have nephew who have a slow development in language. So we have realized that, and in like your suggestion earlier, we went to seek a profession like a therapist, and the advice that we receive, and it's somehow effective, and I wish to share to audience here is that, you know, it requires, like Contact mentioned, for parent or for caregiver is to spend more time. If the child have the problem with speaking, speak more with them, speak in a full term, you know, not in a shortcut like we normally speak. For example, we normally say that go to school, but instead of saying so, we should make a full sentence. I will go to school, for example. So try to speak in a full length so that the child will learn from our you know, the way we speak, and you know, spend more time, be patient, and that would help. Because sometimes and as speaker last week also say, you know, like sometimes the parent need to develop their own compassion, their own patience, because otherwise, while we cannot even help ourselves, we may not be a solution, we may be the problem as well. So I just want to add this a bit. Before we move on, somehow we have a special guest who also share her insight about our topic today, and we would like to play the video of her speak concerning the topic, and somehow it responds to our discussion so far in terms of, you know, what is the special need child, as we talk, and you know, how parents should do, and she would also share with us some practical tips at how, you know, the as a parent or caregiver can support the children with special need. And the speaker is Dr. Monica Abu. She's the assistant professor and a neuropsychologist from Hungary, working at a different university and in diagnostic clinic, neuro rehabilitation and outpatient therapies. She complete mindfulness-based cognitive therapy from the University of Oxford. Somehow professor have a very long-standing Buddhist meditation practice and adhere to the mindful God practice guideline, and we are very pleased to have her sharing her expertise in our discussion. So please, our technical team, play her speak.
Special needs, the term special needs, which
okay,
was changed from children with difficulties, from my point of view, still suggesting somehow some sort of separation, that they are different, they have different needs. But in truth, those needs they are same as all of us. We have, like physical needs, being nurtured, groomed, being healthy, free of pains, and emotional and social needs, like feeling safe, protected, and loved. And those are not special needs, those are human needs, are basic human needs for all of us. What might they need it is the special care. And again, the care system, in the term of biological and evolutionary meaning, it is rooted in our brain, and there are innate systems that us as human beings, we are able to belong, to get connected, to care each other, and this special care, the amount of care that might be different with these kids. And the parents and teachers and everyone who's in contact with them, they have a special opportunity to pay more attention and to develop a deeper caring system of the brain. So a few more tips or short exercises, because I don't have that much time. So breathing, focusing the mind, mindfulness, really important. So let's start with the breathing. So deep belly breathing, actually calming down the nervous system by increasing the oxygen intake in the brain and activating the parasympathetic part of the nervous system, which is responsible for relaxing and calming down. So we can breathe together with our kids and help them to breathe more deeply, like using simple breathing exercises, like breathing out and just placing something in their belly, like seeing the belly is rising up, and breathing in and breathing out. Long breath together, and this breath can be with the side, like and just do it together with the kids, maybe touching each other belly and checking how the belly is rising up and rising down with the breath. Another very important thing that I would like to emphasize, a few things, the physical touch. So the skin is a really sensitive organ. It's a direct connection with the caring system. So holding in our arms the kid, touching and hugging a lot all the time, and using the firm touch only, gentle massaging them, and maybe teaching them how to contain themselves physically. So how to hug themselves when they feel emotionally disturbed. We can teach, for example, the butterfly hug, just like that, and just holding themselves. It's just like a play, just doing one hand, the other hand, one hand, the other hand. This is butterfly hug. Two more concepts that we have to take in consideration. The other one concept, it is that success builds success. This is related with the self-efficacy concept. So trying to focus all the time on the children's strengths. Often the weakness, it is in one area. So not having the verbal abilities, for example, create strength in another, that they have to express their love, their needs non-verbally. So just start to taking in consideration this, where it is easy for that child, then they will gain confidence and slowly be ready to approach more challenging areas. And they will be able to bear this self-efficacy as a part of resilience. And the last but not least, to be playful. Okay, so children with special needs are like any other kids. They want to be happy and have fun and to be loved. So whatever you're doing, just doing it to play a lot, laugh a lot, and make them to feel really special. And related with this, one last tip, a very important take-home message. It is the concept of seeing the goodness. okay, or in ourselves and in the kids as well. So let me explain this. So we all may take this for granted, but just understanding that these kids with special needs are good enough, and ourselves are good enough as parents or caretakers or teachers, it is essential. So it is understandable that we want our children to be the best, but neither we are the best. And if you're reflecting on the intention, actually, we want more for our kids, not to be the best, but to be happy, right? To be free from suffering. So in order to do that, we have to looking for the good enough, not focusing on what is lacking, the missing skill, but what we do have. So, and we need to focus on helping children to see and feel that they are cherished and they are good enough. And focusing on ourselves with all the practice to feel that we are good enough as well as parents. That doesn't mean that we don't try to improve. The difference is the intention and the motivation. If the motivation is coming from not good enough, then we start to create hard feelings in ourselves, and because we are co-regulated with our kids, and the kids as well, they feel rejected, they feel not loved, they will feel, and we will feel shame and guilt. So it's really important. That is the take-home message. So please focusing anything that good enough in your life as a parent or a caretaker, and make the children to feel as well good enough, being specially loved and cared as they are. Thank you. It's really important. That is the take-home message. So please focusing anything that's good enough in your life as a parent or caretaker, and make the children to feel as well good enough, being special enough.
Thank you. From what Dr. Bodhika Albu mentioned, it's really important that the special need is also like another. It's not different. They like happy and also love like other, just as a little bit different from other. It's like they are play a lot, and also that they need very they need a physical attention as well as emotional attention. So what the Monica mentioned is we need also play with them. I like the technique that Monica mentioned about help them to be attention, like to be in their breathing in and breathing out, like the meditation session that we also used to. And okay, so thank you very much, Dr. Monica, who also shared with us her technique and also her idea over the special need child. So let's move to about the Buddhism perspective. So I also have one question from the audience to ask Venerable Kassapa related to, because we need to also combine the Dhamma to the children. So how to apply the Dhamma to the kids, especially for the kids that they are not really aware what is Buddhism or what is how to behave. So how to apply the Dhamma to the kids, and also especially also for the special kids. Thank you.
I want to do that. So looking forward to your answer.
Okay, thank you, sister, for your question. And to be honest, it takes time to answer the question, but let me wrap up what I know for about 10 minutes. So from Buddhist perspective, before you help someone, you have to help yourself. So the first thing what I would like to suggest to and recommend to the parents, to be honest, not only with the children with special need, but any kinds of kids you are having, adjust your expectation, change your view, change your understanding, change your interpretation system about life and about the society. So only that you can change life of yourself and life of your kid, because you are the mirror of your child. Okay, so be careful, be aware enough to change yourself, to raise yourself first before you change the life of your kid. And
Yes.
second thing, as Sister Sotiri said, that please don't treat them too special, and please don't treat them as a sick one. Okay, so my suggestion is let it flow, let their development flow as the way it is, and you have to learn to accept. You have to learn to accept the process, and it takes patience. Okay, you have to practice a lot patience to see their development, not as the way you want, but as the way they want. Because this is the big issue happening in the school, because teachers want from them a lot. You have to be smart, you have to be intelligent, you have to be good at maths, you have to be good at science, you have to be good at literature. No, this is the teacher's expectation. It's not kids' expectation. So from Buddhism, let it flow as the way it is, except the phenomena. So we call it right understanding. Then one is and right from what I have from what I have been doing is I use fourfold models. One is I try to develop their physicality by doing exercise, swimming, and as Professor Monica said, you have to play with them, you have to run with them, you have to do exercise with them, you have to do yoga with them, because through exercise or physical relaxation can change the brain, can change the way they perceive the world, because play therapy is the most effective therapy using by psychologists. Play therapy, change the brain function. Another thing is, build up a connection between person and person. You learn how to exchange your emotion. You learn to express your jealousy, your sadness, your anger. Through playing. So play therapy will be effective from my understanding. So at my school, then we will try to change, their social connection. I call it interpersonal relationship. So you have to build up a very strong relationship between the parents and the kid between the grandpa, grandma, her sister, her brother, especially the teacher. So, but it's a huge responsibility, I know, for the parent, but what to do? You have to take a special responsibility for your children. And the final one, not the final, like social, psychological development. You have to be more aware of their psychological development, because it also, it is related to the emotional connection. They feel jealousy, so you have to be very careful. They feel sad, they feel disappointed. So this is the point that the parents have to be very careful. Even they cannot behave like other kids, but they can feel like others. But their special thing is they express. Okay, this is, you have to understand. To be honest, we feel anger, we feel jealousy, we feel depressed, we feel disappointed. But the thing is, we don't express more as the way they express. they express more, they are very open. So you can teach them how to manage the emotions. But the final one I practice from Buddhist perspective is spiritual development. You must teach them to be kind, to be compassionate. And in order to teach them, you have to be compassionate, you have to be kind too, because you are their reflection. So what I want to suggest and what I want to recommend is, if you cannot change their physicality, if you cannot change their cognitive function related to the learning, but you can change their spirituality by being a spiritual leader at home. Okay, that's all from me.
Thank you, Venerable Kasapat. Thank you very much for your insightful through the Buddhism perspective. Also, that when the question from Venerable Konsim that he asked about the apply Dhamma to the kids, so go back to the family. So the role of the parent is really important to bring their kid to be aware of the Dhamma, or to get to know or instruct them to know about the Dhamma. So the special need child is should not be rejected or to be ashamed. So it's really important that treat them as like other kids, love them and care them, because they also want happy. Speak to them as normal, not to be like do as another way of different from other kids. So it's really important for a parent to be careful with emotion and also behavior to the special need kid. So thank you very much for the speaker. So we really at the end of the show. So thank you very much, Pante Kasapa, and also Sister Thierry, who also share with us all a lot of idea and a lot of insight. Take care, how to take care of the special need child, and also live with them happily, and not to be stressful or let it flow and let it be, and let it not to be rushed and not to be judged without the decision of the parent should not be rushed, should be the flow of how, and just watch them what is going on with them. So thank you very much. So we are the end. So Sophia, what is the next session?
Yes, thank you, Sister Kontia, and our Dhamma talk now come to the end. I'm very thankful to our speaker, Ponte Kasapa and Sister Sutiri. We are very delighted to have you and Ponte joining, and you have shared us very insightful tip at how to nurture the special need child. And I hope that our audience who are watching now or later benefit from our discussion. Also, we would like to thank to our technical team, especially Sister Bobka, who have providing technical support as always. Without her support, our Dhamma talk would not be possible. Last but not least, as always, our sincere thanks to Ponte Soktivi, who have tirelessly instructed and supported us. Without his initiative, guidance, and encouragement, our soul would not come to light as well. So now, before we end, we would like to invite all Dhamma friends to join us for Metta meditation, in which Ponte Kasapa will be leading, and may the merits of from our sharing tonight be shared with all living beings. I am Sophia, tonight moderator with Sister Kontir. Would like to thank you and goodbye. Our Metta meditation begins.
So we do meditation together, please. Let's sit down. Really quick meditation together.
Yeah, much. So the kid is not sleeping yet.
Hello everyone. Let us practice loving friendliness meditation for oneself. Self-loving friendliness meditation is the first section of metta meditation. Self-loving friendliness meditation is designed to direct you to happily take care of yourself, to honestly forgive yourself, to truly accept yourself without conditions. Before starting, please find a very comfortable posture. Close your eyes. Relax your head, your shoulders, your arms, and your entire body. Please slowly take a very deep breath 3 times. When it is done, let your breath flow as naturally as it does. Observe your breath without judgment, reactions, and criticism. Just merely observe it as the way it is while you are listening to my Pali Metta chanting. Aham Now, please create a very tender smile on your face. Visualize your happy and smiling face. You are a very happy person with smiling face. Please keep smiling with honest heart, because you are going to bless yourself. Please be aware of the phrases which I am going to recite, and let yourself honestly feel the real meanings of the phrases. May I be well and happy. May I be free from hatred. May I be free from ill will. May I be free from anger. May I be free from physical and mental sufferings. May I take care of myself happily. May I take care of myself happily. May I take care of myself happily. Now, take your right hand and place it on your chest, and you can mentally repeat after me. In this home, we are family. We live under the same shelter, so we must be kind to each other, be compassionate to each other, be friendly to each other, help each other, respect one another. Be happy every day. Keep smiling with honest heart. Be grateful. Be positive. Forgive even when it's really hard. Before open your eyes, please take again a very deep breath 3 times. Thank you. May you be well and happy.